Anda kembali lagi menyaksikan segmen khusus Road to Tech Conference CNBC Indonesia. Masih bersama saya Sinta Zahara dan kita masih akan melanjutkan lagi dialog bersama dengan Derrick Loi, General Manager of International Business of Ant Group Digital Technologies. So we are going to continue our dialogue, sir. So next question, how does Ant Group Digital Technologies help Indonesian business in achieving financial inclusion through technology services?
So today, it's always important to take a step back to examine, what do the SMEs, what do the businesses really need, right? Before we talk about what digital technology is appropriate for them. Now, one of the HO problem that has always existed for SMEs would be cash flow, right? And cash flow is tied to the ability to collect payment from your customers, so-called what you call account receivables on the timely basis, so that you are then able to fulfill your account payables, right, to your partners and your suppliers. And this is where having the right credit risk rating, right, is so crucial, because it allows you to then be able to, engage with the right financial risk, with the right customers, and be able to then, make payment appropriately to your partners and your suppliers. And I think this is where Ant Group Digital Technologies, we fully understand that, right, that some of the engine that powers the right eKYC, onboarding the right customers and not a fraudster or a scammer, right? That's the first key, what they call gateway for any digital business, digital economy. Secondly, the second part of the digital transaction is how do you make sure that there's no money laundering, there's no fraud, right, that's happening that might siphon away, good money, from good-hearted citizens. So this is where we have that ongoing, AI-powered engine that does the fraud prevention. Then last but not least is really, having the right SuperApp or the app that then makes it easy for the young and the old, right, to be able to use such services from the SMEs. Right. So in conclusion, 3 areas that we believe will be key to the digital transformation of SMEs. First will be the ability to have the right technology that allows them to onboard the right customers, customers who say who the digital ID of these customers, right? They are who they are. Secondly, to prevent fraud, right? And there's so much digital transactions going on. So how do you make use of the right analytics engine in order to prevent fraud and therefore secure the confidence of the customers, their customers, right, the SMEs customers. And last but not least, having a reliable app so that then you are presenting your best face, right, to your customers in the market.
Okay, having a reliable app. Okay, and then next questions. What is Ant Group Digital Technologies' contribution to the development of the technology ecosystem in Indonesia and your support towards innovation in this sector?
So together with, Ant Group is 33% owned by Alibaba, right? And we have our sister unit, Alibaba Cloud here as well, right? So together as part of the Alibaba family, we are continuously engaged in, various outreach to promote digital literacy and financial literacy, right? These are the 2 key pillars of a digital economy. So Alibaba Cloud is definitely doing a lot with regards to promoting and enabling digital literacy, right? Whereas for Ant Group Digital Technologies, we are very focused on working with our partners, working with Kadin, working with ComInfo, with BSSN to improve fintech literacy as well as digital security literacy. So these are the 2 key focus that we have. And it's back to my earlier point that what we notice in Indonesia, the financial inclusion index is 85%, the financial literacy index is only 50%. So we want to play a part in bridging that gap.
Okay, so what will Ant Group Digital Technologies do to face competition from local and national technology companies in Indonesia?
I have to say that so far we have found a very good niche in the way we are able to coexist with local partners in a win-win partnership, as well as not having too much overlap with some of the competitors in Indonesia. So let me explain why I say that, right? So Ant Group Digital Technologies, we are very good at what we do, and that is to enable digital trust. And the digital capabilities that we have been proven by 1.3 billion wallet users that's connected to about 2.5 million merchants. Now we are bringing that capability now not directly to the market here, but with and through our partners, right? And this is where we have found and identified and recruited very reliable as well as with a good track record partners who can deliver these digital capabilities. And we are very focused on the 64 million SMEs, right? Because we do see that as a key growth pillar for the GDP. And I think this is where, at this moment, our partnership and our approach is that of A, win-win with the local partners, and B, working with the various ministry agencies, regulators to promote financial literacy. So we don't see that much competition as of now, but maybe after a few years, things will change.
Okay, so what are Ant Group Digital Technologies' views in the development of the super apps in the Indonesian market, and what are the steps for achieving the growth?
I would say, when it comes to having an app, right, gone are the days where, you click on the app and you are prepared to wait for a while for the app to load. And increasingly, apps, cannot be built from the ground up, because there's a lot of mini programs, there's a lot of partners that you want to include into your app so as to bring that richness of experience to your customers. This is where Ant Group, through, if you use Dana in Indonesia, if you use Alipay, that is exactly built on our technology called mPaaS, Mobile Platform as a Service. It is a platform that is very modular. It allows you to, roll out your project in phases. But the end result is that A, you will first have a superior user experience app, super app, that loads fast, right? That is reliable. It doesn't crash too often. That is the first step. Then the second step is where you start to bring in partners. You start to bring in merchants where they will help you bring more users and more traffic to your super app. But at the same time, when they transact using these apps, the transaction happens within your wallet, within your ecosystem, and therefore you are able to be part of that economy, the digital economy. And this is where, again, Ant Group has perfected our capability with something called mini program. Think of it as a merchant can put their business logic, their content into this mini program, and this mini program will go into your super app, as a mini app. So that's the second step. But the third step is even more important, and that is understanding your users. How many times have I used an app and then at a certain stage I decide that it's just too cumbersome and I'll drop out? Okay. Now, having the analytics to understand that so that you can improve upon your user experience.
User-friendly, you mean? Yeah.
Exactly. It's all about relating to your users. The millennials today, they are very fast with their fingers, but guess what? Their loyalties are also very, very short. So if they don't like a certain super app and they feel that it's cumbersome to use, it's not easy, they will go to something else, right? They will use something else. So it's important to use analytics to understand the where they are visiting most, where they are transacting most, where they are dropping off most, and then work to improve that user experience. That is so crucial, right, as we deal with the millennial generation. And we have introduced capabilities such as social commerce, so that now you're able to use video to engage with your customers on the app.
So how's the prospect, landscape, and targets of Ant Group Digital in another 5 years from now?
Oh, that's a tough question, Shinta. I would say, earlier point I made, right, is on one hand, we work on the current, where we focus on addressing some of the digital security, digital trust, and promoting digital economy with our partners in Indonesia, right? And with partners such as Dana, we are doing well. But at the same time, a parallel track is always ensuring that we are, keeping pace with the latest innovation. So I mentioned earlier, cloud first to mobile first, now to AI first. What's next, right? And I think this is where, for us, we are always looking at what's the risk of using AI? What's the risk of using analytics? And we are preparing ourselves, we are working with our partners to always make sure that that's the top priority in the various services that we deliver to the market, right? So I would say that from 5 years from now, we'll continue to have that approach. A, localization with our partners, a win-win, and a very laser focus on digital security, digital trust that goes with promoting the digital economy.
Okay, thank you so much. It was an interesting conversation. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for joining us today. Have a great day for you.
Thank you so much, Shinta.